Okay, so we are back with the channel that I started that I didn't tell anybody about. That is literally just for the Gabby Petito case. Um, and I'm going to do a card reading in a minute here. But this morning I woke up and I had this song stuck in my head. But it wasn't really the whole song. What it was I won't forget the way you loved me on the way down. And that's all I could remember. And I Googled it thinking it was a Michelle Branch song. This is how disassociated from this particular song I am. I couldn't think of any other lines except for on the way down, I saw you, you saved me from myself, and I won't forget the way you loved me. Couldn't even think if it was like a male voice or a female voice. I mean, granted, yes, when I Googled it, of course, yes, I remembered the song. But in the archives of my mind, I truly did not. So I was literally woken with this song. And it screamed, this has to do with this case, right? And so that's why I jumped on Google. And what I'd initially Googled was On the Way Down by Michelle Branch. Nay, that is not a song, apparently, or not one by her. I guess it's by, I'll link who it's by. But yeah, I had no idea. So the lyrics that do come forward, it's not because I had in the back of my mind these lyrics at all. In fact, it was very like eerie. It gave me chills when I did play the song. I don't want to call it automatic writing because it's not that. Automatic writing is, as most of you know, when you write from spirit, whatever downloads you're getting or whatever's coming through. What happens with songs with me is they'll come through and I write down the lyrics. But it's almost automatic writing style in the sense that I'm only writing down that which we're supposed to be focusing on in whatever matter we're talking about. And this one was a little bit eerie. So this was sick and tired of this world. There's no more here. Tripping over myself, going. That's actually a good sign, but that's what they say. Sick and tired of this world. There's no more here. Tripping over myself. This is obviously more from the Brian perspective, I'm assuming. I mean, come on. This is the Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito case that I made this channel about. Sick and tired of this world. There's no more here. Tripping over myself. Going nowhere. Waiting. Suffocating. No direction. And then I was gonna write, took a dive, and as I was listening to the song, but that apparently wasn't pertinent. So I stopped it. And the next thing that was pertinent was on the way down, I saw you and you saved me from myself. And I won't. And then what came in was can't. So that even though that wasn't part of the song, it became, and I won't, it's backwards and I don't know how to edit yet. I won't / can't forget the way you loved me. On the way down, I almost fell right through, but I held on to you. That's my interpretation, okay? But held on to you came out in all capital letters. Been wondering why. And the spacing here is interesting, the way it came through. It's only me. Have you always been inside, ... Waiting was underlined twice. To breathe was underlined twice with 3 question marks. Sunlight on my face. I wake up and yet was underlined twice and all caps. I'm alive. Alive is all caps. Cause, I don't know why cause, C-U-Z is all caps, but it is. Cause on the way down, I saw you and you saved me from myself. And then obviously we all, well, most of us know the next line, but apparently that wasn't pertinent because I sat here waiting with my pen. The next thing that was pertinent was I was so afraid of going under. Under is in all caps. I don't know why, but it was. Um, but now the weight of the world feels like nothing. And then nothing again, but nothing is capitalized and underlined. Not all caps, just the N is capitalized. And the reason I'm explaining is because it tends to, when I do these kind of things, when we look back on it, it makes more sense. Or sometimes people can make sense of it at the time. I don't know why certain things are highlighted or capitalized or punctuated certain ways or underlined in certain ways. I'm not privy to that. I'm just recording it the way I'm supposed to, if that makes any sense. Down, down, down. You're all I wanted. Down times 3. Down, down, down. You're all I needed. And then I don't know why this little like wavy thing came in, but it did. And then it says, I won't forget the way you loved me. All I wanted, all I needed. And now I almost feel, and now I almost fell right through, but I held on to you. And then that's times 3. Held on to you, held on to you. Personal opinion, I probably shouldn't interject this, but with that particular line, I do think that she was suffocated. I know that there's a lot of rumor going around that she was beaten to death or whatever. And I don't mean suffocated, sorry. I mean strangled. I've just gotten so much of that from my reads on her that, I haven't even posted. But whatever it was, I do strongly think that there was some blockage of the windpipe for not a typically considered prolonged period of time, but over 30 seconds, which I don't think is typically supposed to, kill somebody. Gosh, this is such a weird subject to talk about. But I feel like it happened quicker than either one of them would have thought. I've talked about that in a previous video. But yeah, what I walk away from, you're all I wanted, you're all I needed, but I held on to you, like times 3. I do feel like there's that remorse, but I do think it was that kind of deal. That's just what I'm going with. And then I had one more song come in, which was actually tonight. So that was this morning. That's what I woke up with. And the only line, like I said, that I woke up with was, what was it? The main chorus that I thought was a Michelle Branch song. But this one is, here we are watching the clock that's ticking away. Okay, so this one was from a band called The Pretty Reckless. And it was as I was setting up this to do the cards, and it came through in my head incredibly loudly. And so I actually went and grabbed the little booklet that I usually use for this because it just felt like a sign. It could be wrong. I'm more than, fallible as a human being, but Spirit's telling me, like, stop saying that you might be wrong. So here was the other one that came through as I was setting up just now. It was, here we are watching the clock that's ticking away my time. You're too, what is it? I'm too numb. Sorry. I'm too numb to feel right now. Actually, I wrote it down as you're too numb. So I know the actual song. This one I didn't have to look up. This one came through. It's a song that I really like and enjoy. I haven't listened to it in probably a year, but I know it very well. That's why I paused there, because what I wrote down was, you're too numb to feel right now. The actual lyric goes, I'm too numb to feel right now. So that's an interesting thing there. Let's read the rest of it. So here we are watching the clock that's ticking away my time. You're too numb to feel right now. And here we are. You're too drunk to hear a word I say. Start the car and take me home. Okay, so that was actually supposed to be the first one, and the second one was supposed to be here we are watching the clock that's ticking away my time. I do still feel like it actually occurred in the physical van. I do. I feel that really, really strongly. As far as that you're too drunk, I don't know if that means he's out of his mind in the sense that he's not acting stereotypically Brian, or if he is actually drunk. I doubt it in the fact that, I have watched the videos of the police pullover, and I know that Gabby had said that they don't drink. So it's entirely possible this just means that he was out of his state of mind, or his typical state of mind. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up so I can go ahead and do an actual read. But those are the two songs that came through, and they came through very hard. And I don't think they necessarily help anything, but they certainly, that information can't hurt anything. And yeah, let me wrap it up there before I start interjecting my own theories on things.